Hello everyone, welcome back to Scruffy Tales and today's video where I will embrace my Armchair General soul. Let's get into it. Right, today and yesterday and a couple of days we have seen reports where Ukraine is mostly pushing against Russia. And we have also heard obviously the rumors that they might be slowing down, changing tactics and what have you. Who knows, right? What we do know is that they are currently attacking over here and they're trying to attack over here. They've made some gains over here in the west. Looking at the eastern conflict, we have Rivnopil, we have the valley and river and Makarivka. And currently, Ukraine seems to be pushing towards Rivnopil in this area here. And why is that? Well, it's a big hill. It's high ground. And if you can, so if Russia is up here, they can shoot down on the Ukrainian positions here, and they can also control these two roads, the road in the valley and the road crossing going across the high ground. So Ukraine is right now trying to push up on the high ground to remove Russia from here to secure the high ground so they can push south and secure these two roads. And why is this important? Well, it's the fighting going on over here. They want to secure these roads over here so they can probably begin an offensive against the Russian lines here. And this is going to be a tough fight. I've covered this in a previous video. And if they can breach here, well, then this road could potentially take Ukraine all the way to the sea, right? Because why else would there be so much hard fighting over here? The only thing important over here is this road, and that means trying to bypass the defenses here that have been built to hold that road. So right now they are fighting here, right? We have also seen some combat over here. And why is that? People seem to be thinking they might be heading for Tokmak. I think why they're pushing over here is probably because they want to bypass these defenses, which will be tough, to get around and down here and secure this stretch of land here. Because as you can see, if they pull that off, then they can isolate all the Russians here with this breach and with this breach. So then you have the Kherson troops being isolated, and then you have all these troops around Melitopol and Berdyansk also being isolated. I'm not all that sure that this is an actual attempt at a breach. I think this is more of a diversion, forcing Russia to allocate troops and manpower and supplies to this area to prevent this from happening. But should Ukraine gain ground, this is probably what they want to do in case they happen to breach through. But I think that's a secondary objective. I think the main objective is to put pressure on this line here to prevent this, to force Russia to prevent this from happening, which means it will be easier to breach here. Because if you take a look, these are the two towns that have been recently liberated. That's been highlighted on YouTube. I mean, take a look at all this terrain. Wide open farmland, lots of villages, towns, rivers, and this big city here. Do we really think Ukraine will be able to push through all of this? And look at these. This is where all the defenses are located. Oh, it's a tough fight going all the way through here. I'm not so sure about it. And Tokmak, well, first of all, it's a fortress, right? Look at these lines here, all the way here. Do we think Ukraine will push from here all the way down to Tokmak? let's focus on this town and the defenses around it. So here we have where Ukraine might be pushing along this road, possibly, or is it this road? I don't know. But the town I was talking about down here, Tokmak, look at the terrain. Look at all this terrain. This will be tough to push and try and liberate. Here we have Robotny that they're saying might be the next one to be liberated. Look at all this open fields again, as always. Open fields, no cover whatsoever. I don't know. I don't think Tokmak is what they're really going for, except that they are pushing into the enemy line, forcing Russia to allocate troops and resources to this area. So I think these points of attack here are diversions, forcing Russia to move in troops here because they don't want Ukraine gaining access to this area here that will cut off Russian forces, especially over here in the Kherson region. Same thing goes up around Bakhmut. It is a diversion. Russia cannot lose Bakhmut because that would be humiliating. So they will pile troops into Bakhmut just to hold it, which means less troops elsewhere. So I think since they are making such an effort, Ukraine, of pushing south here, especially now on the high ground where I'm highlighting, this road appears to be important. So I think, yeah, this is where they will try a thunder run and reach the sea. And possibly something like this. They're currently fighting on the high ground here. This is the high ground they're currently fighting over. And say that in 2 or 3 weeks they have managed to push down here, maybe a month or two even. How did they breach these defenses? Well, this is the road that they would need in order to reach the sea. So that means these defenses have to be dealt with. Attacking head-on will be difficult as hell. I've covered this in a previous video. So I'm thinking bypassing this cluster of defenses and possibly breaching here. This will be difficult because these defenses are located on a hill. There's a hill here, and so there would, and a river. So Russia and Ukraine will probably be shooting at each other across this valley. But Ukraine might push through here to reach Krasnopoliana, another important location along the road. Might push through here because this open farmland, a hill that is virtually undefended, a large hill. So if they can cut through here, possibly, they can begin to attack these defenses from a different angle, possibly from behind where Russia is not prepared to be fighting against from this angle. And maybe even move down and reach Krasnopoliana. Maybe they will do both and do a full encirclement to that way deal with these defenses. That's quite possibly, and then they might even, if they manage this encirclement, they could possibly begin attacking head on and clear up this road. Who knows? But I think this is what I think might happen. Like I said, full on Armchair General in this video, and yeah, I'm calling it here now. And that's it. Short video, fun video, Armchair General video, and it's cringe, and I'm not ashamed. So take it or leave it. Have a good one. See you around.